vocal about their fandom of her was because they were using her as a wedge and a weapon against the black women in the league.
That's how twisted and screwed up this WNBA thing and this sexuality thing is they got going on in the WNBA.
And so what she's doing, and you heard what she said, all those Caitlin Clark. I was at the All-Star game. She got one of the loudest ovations.
The WNBA's got a problem. Too much drama, not enough basketball. But don't worry, Shannon Sharpe's got the solution. He's defending Caitlin Clark and dropping some real talk about race, talent, and what's really important in women's basketball. Ready to hear his game-changing take? Amidst the raging argument, an unexpected voice broke through. The legendary football player Shannon Sharpe had some thoughts on the sport of basketball. For what reason did he feel forced to defend Caitlin Clark? This debate and women's basketball's future are about to take a turn for the better when he speaks. Sharpe didn't merely defend Clark. He emerged with a viewpoint that had everyone agog. She was regarded as one of the most talented women basketball players in the history of the country. I am astounded. What gives a football great the right to defend a college basketball star, though? The point is, Sharpe thinks Clark is exceptional. When he says she is the box office, he isn't referring to the movie industry. What this means for the sports world is that she is a superstar who attracts fans and viewers. The receipts are there to support his claim as well. Sharpe is referencing the fact that women's basketball has seen an explosion in both attendance and viewership. He's making the statement, check out the crowd, check out the audience. The sport as a whole seems to be growing in popularity thanks to Clark's mystical touch. But how about that glancing motion?
I mean, we all see it. It is what it is. I think that at the end of the day, I know who I am. And
Caitlin Clark, unanimous Rookie of the Year. But what's even more impressive, she's first team WNBA.
The Michael Jordan of the WNBA was assaulted, has a black eye during the second half of the game because Dejanay Carrington stabbed her with her fingernails in the eye.
The fanfare has not convinced Sharpe. He claims it was likely a random occurrence, the type of event that occurs frequently in basketball. She was really into playing the ball, he said. In the midst of this mayhem, he seems to be attempting to provide some rationality. In addition to standing up for Clark, Sharpe is questioning the way we discuss women's basketball. He's arguing that, while acknowledging the contributions of the greats before her, we should give Clark the recognition she rightfully deserves. In fact, it's more like both and. Wait a second, though. We are being immersed further into this story by Sharpe. He's implying that there's more going on behind the scenes of the Clark-Reese feud than meets the eye. Could it be that the Women's Basketball League benefits from this rivalry? We really enjoy a good rivalry in sports, don't you? Things have reached a new level with the Clark-Reese matchup. Having a stronger jump shot or being able to make critical plays are not the only factors. No, this conflict is reaching into American soil that is far deeper than that. When it comes to the reason we keep bringing up Clark and Reese, Shannon Sharpe is dropping some truth bombs. He asserts that the reason why this relationship, this rivalry is so compelling is because it's what this country is built on. It's black and white. Holy cow, it's quite hefty, isn't it? Put it in your mind. Iowa's sharpshooting guard Caitlin Clark and LSU's ferocious forward Angel Reese are in this group. Though they play the game to perfection, their off-court and on-court personalities couldn't be more different.
That's great, and you have an opportunity to come back the next game and, try to play a little bit better and give yourself a chance to take it back home and win.
Well, people say, all of a sudden, I'm now interested in something I wasn't before. Look at the attendance, look at the viewership. And then they watch the games, and she's constantly being abused. She was stabbed in the eye last night.
Man, she was coming up the picks, let the threes go.
Yeah.
Enrique come down, let one go.
Yeah.
She said, wow. She said, I'm tired right now. Hey, Kelsey, take that one.
And that is when the plot thickens. Do you recall when Reese came under fire for making fun of Clark? The reactions that Sharpe is highlighting serve as a mirror reflecting our own prejudices and bigotry. While some people were really upset about it, others claimed it was par for the course. Everyone seemed to have seen the same thing, yet their interpretations were very different. However, Sharpe is truly surprising everyone here. We should not take sides, he says. Neither Clark nor Reese are part of this team. He's very much into delivering the flowers to the two players. Clark have extraordinary abilities, and Reese is an unstoppable adversary. Why not rejoice in both? As Sharpe puts it, you need a story, You need this storyline. He said that despite all the problems, more people are tuning in to watch women's basketball because of this rivalry. Like a spark, it's illuminating the entire league. Put it in your mind. How long has it been since a women's collegiate basketball game drew such a large crowd? Many are taking to social media and television to discuss this rivalry. Clark and Reese have become so ubiquitous that even casual viewers have strong feelings about them. But now is where things truly start to alter. The importance of Clark and Reese to the expansion of the league, according to Sharpe. The sport as a whole cannot be put on the shoulders of a single superstar player. The point isn't to win more fans, it's to have these amazing athletes motivate each other to perform better.
The first woman to ever be the biggest star in American sports was assaulted 2 minutes into the game.
That's not the first time that Caitlin has received a flagrant foul. I thought she tried to block somebody's shot. She hit somebody upside the head. I don't know if they called it a flagrant foul, but if they did,
they're trying to act like it's somehow virtuous that women are degrading and trying to eliminate Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Let's keep it real.
Seems like Sharpe's trying to get us to dream larger. Instead of focusing on the morality of the situation, he says, look at what this rivalry is doing for women's basketball. People are paying attention in ways they never have before, debating controversial topics, and becoming new fans as a result. What is really out there? The most positive development for women's basketball in recent memory may lie in all this controversy. I mean, come on. Something fantastic has been occurring in the background while everyone is busy bickering about Reese and Clark. A lot of money is flying into the WNBA right now. Could it be a coincidence? I really doubt it. Let's take a moment to discuss numbers. Record after record has been shattered by the WNBA. The league is raking in more dough than ever before, with more viewers and more fans than ever before packing arenas. Moreover, do you know who is squarely in the center of this commotion? Anita Reese and Caitlin Clark. Both of these athletes are just spectacular. They're like walking highlight reels. Something spectacular occurs each and every time they play court. Not everyone is oblivious.
That's great, and you have an opportunity to come back the next game and, try to play a little bit better and give yourself a chance to take it back home and win.
Well, people say, all of a sudden, I'm now interested in something I wasn't before. Look at the attendance, look at the viewership. And then they watch the games, and she's constantly being abused. She was stabbed in the eye last night.
man, she was coming off the picks, let the threes go.
Yeah.
Enrique come down, let one go.
Yeah.
She said, wow. She said, I'm tired right now. Hey, Kelsey, take that one.
Basketball aficionados aren't the only ones anymore. Women's basketball is making headlines, and that's a big deal. The tough part, though, is here. Concerns have been voiced that Clark's star power is stealing the spotlight from other players, particularly those who came before her. Hey, what about all the greats who built this league? It seems like they're asking. Here's where Shannon Sharpe's thought-provoking perspective comes into play. He asserts that what they did cannot be taken away. What she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done. He seems to be implying that we should not sacrifice either enjoying the past or looking forward to the future. Clark's success isn't taking the spotlight off of anyone else, according to Sharpe. It's more like she's bringing the entire league into the light. More people tune in to see her perform.
Oh, you would think she would do this or to poke an eye like this. How are you going to go for the ball like this and then have your hand come down and hit her right in the eye?
Like Tiger, like MJ. We shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her.
She's got to get out of there. They need a real enforcer. They need people that have Caitlin Clark's back.
The sport as a whole benefits from an increase in spectators. We can both benefit from this. But you know what's truly enlightening? Critics of Sharpe include prominent figures in the sports media. He claims that many males who discuss the WNBA just don't know expletive about women's basketball. Do you think that's true? Those men claiming to be experts may be completely ignorant. This raises serious questions about the reliability of our sources of information, which is a major issue. Do we have genuine experts weighing in, or are we merely hearing the opinions of those who don't know what they're talking about? Sharpe is arguing that, above all else, we must pay attention to the player's on-court performance. The point he's making is that we should value Clark and Reese for what they contribute to the table.
Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance.
Caitlin Clark played a terrible game, shot 4 of 17 from the field, The Indiana Fever got curb stomped by the Connecticut Sun.
That pushed the Indiana Fever over 500 for the first time in 5 years.
It's not about putting them in opposition to one another or to previous participants. The key is to acknowledge that they are revolutionizing women's basketball. Moreover, did you hear? The sport is in dire need of such at the moment. An increase in enthusiasm, the number of people rooting for these players, and the amount of praise they receive. It's important to consider more than simply one player or rivalry. Improving the sport as a whole is the goal. Put it in your mind. When was the last occasion that women's basketball generated such a passionate following? As chaotic as this controversy may appear, it is actually highlighting the league's outstanding talent. What about that light? It's opening doors for the sport to expand its fan base, sponsor base, and overall visibility.